and I'm in year 8.
So, you've done a couple of enrichment days before today, so have you enjoyed enrichment days in the past?
Yeah, very much. With the AS base, even though we're not actually base students, we go with like the AS base and go out into Sedgley and Dudley and various places like that, and finding out about the different kind of socks that are there and skills like that.
So, enrichment days have helped you and enriched your learning?
Yes. Most certainly.
So they're important days?
Oh yes.
Thank you.
For us anyway.
So with me is Mr. Darmy. So why do you think enrichment day is an important day to have within the school?
Okay, well we have 5 enrichment days across the year, and the enrichment days cover all the statutory elements of the curriculum that we as schools have to cover. So things like sex education, or learning about different cultures, learning about British values and what it means to be part of British society. So enrichment days are important, A, to fulfil the statutory requirement of the curriculum, but also actually it's the sort of things that students need to learn about that they don't necessarily get from their GCSEs. So it's about, when you leave school, what are you going to do? Things like, if you're not coping with stress during your mock exams, how are you going to cope? Strategies that you're going to use. So, I know students hugely enjoy enrichment day because, the evaluations that we do afterwards, talk about how much they've appreciated the work that a lot of the staff put into, especially our enrichment team, which is Mr. Wallace and Mrs. Thompson. They do a fantastic job.
So, previously at High Arkle we dedicated about half an hour on a Tuesday morning to PSHE. Do you think that enrichment days work better?
I think they do, because they allow you to have a deeper understanding of that topic, because if we're doing a topic in half an hour per week, there's only so much that you can take in, and sometimes you need to have those discussions. You want students to ask questions and have a debate and look into topics in more depth. So yeah, it really gives students an opportunity to have more opportunities to learn about a subject in depth.
Thank you.
We are members of 7KP.
So why do you think High Arkle has enrichment days?
Because that brings your form together and to discuss different types of things that you're learning.
And you learn things that you wouldn't usually learn in
like normal lessons.
So what things have you learned about so far?
Mental health.
Mental health.
Basically health and safety and growing up and stuff.
So is that all important to learn about?
Yeah.
So you need to learn that as well as ordinary lessons?
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello, and here with me is Holly Aston Buff. So, why do you think enrichment days are important?
Well, I think enrichment days are probably important because you get to learn about different things like in society and stuff that you wouldn't get to learn in like normal lessons.
So, do you prefer dedicating a whole day to enrichment day as opposed to half an hour on a Tuesday morning?
Probably yes, because like you actually get like a whole day and you probably remember things more rather than just doing it every week. Thank you.
So this is Mrs Preston, head of Himley House. So what do you think about Enrichment Day and why is it important?
I think Enrichment Days are extremely important because they give us the opportunity to discuss topics that are outside of the normal curriculum area, topics that maybe students don't feel comfortable talking about in other situations, maybe don't want to ask parents about. It gives them the opportunity to discuss things with each other, with their peers, but with other teachers as well in kind of a safe environment. I think there's so many different skills that are important to kind of acquire for life that we can get from these enrichment days, as well as different subject areas as well that we can pick up on. I think they're a great day. I think Miss Thompson and Mr Wallace do a fantastic job of organising them, and I'm already looking forward to the next one.
Thank you.
My name's Josh Royal.
My name's Holly Hughes.
And my name's Paris Fisher.
So why do you think Enrichment Day is important?
I think it's important because apart from focusing on subjects within school, which are very based by the government, we can see what's going on outside of school and see what's going on in the news all around us.
So what topics have you looked at today?
We've been learning about the golden rule and how you treat people and how you want to be treated. Also, we've been learning about good versus evil.
Why do you think it's important to learn these topics?
Because we don't learn about it in our old maths English, we don't learn about stuff like that in there. And I think it's good, especially for school, because a lot of people get bullied because of their own religion and their skin colour. I think it shows the kids that not everyone's the same, but if that's okay, it's okay not to be the same woman.
Thank you.
So
Yes,
here,
he's back.
here we have Rahul and Charlotte. So what do you like about Enrichment Day?
I like Enrichment Day because it educates me about things I need to know in life. And I think it shows people, to show people respect about other people's religions. It's quite good.
What are you learning at the moment?
Well, we learnt about the scientific religion, which I think I might study. I like it. It's quite nice. So anyway, don't be racist, kids, and think about other people. Because if you're racist, you can't look into these eyes.
Well done. Is that what you were going to say? You were going to say that. Yeah, we are just about to leave the EU, aren't we? We voted on June the 23rd to leave the European Union.
Because I wanted to stay.
Ah, that's what I was going to ask next, guys. Well done. Thank you for that. So what I'd like you to do, if you would have voted, if you'd have been old enough, could you put your hands up if you would have stayed, please? Would you have stayed in the EU? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I don't get why we couldn't vote because it's our future.
A fair point, and we'll discuss that in a minute. Connor, Claridge, Totner, yes. I have done the register. Right, leave. Who would have voted to leave? Had you been old enough? Had you been 18? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so who's abstaining then? Who doesn't know? Do we have a don't know? Don't know? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we have Emerson, Marsh and Terry. So do you find Enrichment Day interesting?
Yeah, it's quite interesting topics on the whole, but I do believe that a lot of them are sort of tailored towards the left-wing side of the political spectrum. And I think it's quite biased when there should be topics that focus more here in the UK, helping people here in the UK rather than people in Africa. So yeah, that's mainly what I think.
Do you think that will help you in later life?
In some cases, probably. I'm sure like most of the lessons won't affect you, but I think a few of them might have some sort of impact.
What lessons have you been doing so far?
We've been doing Diwali this morning, which is quite interesting. We was learning about the story of Diwali, and then we learnt about Sikhism in the war, and how India had supported soldiers, and how they helped us.
Thank you.
So with me is Lewis Callery. So you're in year 10, so you've done quite a few enrichment days before. How do you think enrichment days have helped you in day-to-day life?
So I found the work experience one quite useful, as it gave me insight into the preparation for work experience.
Can you give some examples of what you did on that enrichment day?
Yes, so we learned more about future careers we could do. We learned about how to prepare for work experience. And yeah. that sort of thing.
Do you think Enrichment Day is better as a whole day as opposed to a half an hour on, say, a Tuesday morning?
Yeah, because the thing with when we did it on Tuesday morning, it was a bit rushed, whereas now I feel like we have more time to do.
To dedicate to different subjects. Thank you.
Hi, I'm with Dylan, Tyreek and Dylan. So what have you been learning today on Enrichment Day?
Brexit and about government.
We've been learning about racism.
Have you enjoyed it? It's been alright, but there has been some boring parts.
Like most of the videos just
apart from the one yeah. And I've been helping Mr. Humphries be a teacher.
Why?
Because he don't know no one's names.
Why have some lessons you not enjoyed?
Because they're boring and they're it's not as much. It's not as
Why are they
boring? They're boring because there's just sit there and just watch the video and then that's it.
Boring topics.
But don't you think that those topics will help you in later life? They're topics you might need to know in the future.
Yeah, but I think they should put more effort into the lessons.
So you think there should be more fun time in?
Yeah, so that way.
So what would you rather do on Enrichment Day?
I'd rather do the same lessons but more involved.
So more planning from teachers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, thank you.
Thanks.
They are not responding, so now we need to open the airway and check for breathing. Make sure you do it for the right amount of time and you open the airway carefully. 2 fingers on the chin, 1 hand on the top of the forehead and gently tip their head backwards. Okay, we're happy that they are breathing. Oh, you're breathing. So now I'm going to ask you to put them in the recovery position. Remember that phrase, please, sir? Slap my face. You need to hold their hand in place, bend my knee, and roll me over. Excellent, well done. Right, both pairs stand up for me. Miss Ron, can you just stay where you are and just roll over onto your back for me? Okay. Both pairs standing up, please.
I'm with Mrs. Paskin. So how is it vital for students to have an Enrichment Day?
Well, it's vital because these are subjects that you learn about on Enrichment Day that you wouldn't normally learn about in your lessons, so it's a vital part of the student's education.
Have you been teaching any lessons?
No, I haven't.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Mackay.
I'm Keaton.
I'm Bradley.
Today we're going to be talking about Enrichment Day and what it's all about. So what Enrichment Day is about, it's about going to new lessons and other stuff.
And learning about stuff you don't usually learn, and it's quite fun because because you normally have just the same stage of on Enrichment Days. You get to meet new teachers and new subjects,
and you get to learn about drugs,
and you get to learn about other stuff that happens later on that you'll know about and know what to do, and it will help you a lot. So at least you know now. And this.
So with me is Zalika. So what have you done so far today?
We got to pick a look, what we would change in the law, and I picked that you could vote of the age 13 and plus.
So so Enrichment Days are to taught you things like that. Do you think that's important to know?
Yeah, it's very important because you can learn about other cultures and stuff.
Here we have Olivia, Chelsea and Gemma. So what key skills do you think you've learned during Enrichment Day?
What to add to our personal statement, all the exam food that we should eat, like our diet, how to control stress, just basic things about our mock exams and pub applications.
How do you think this will help you in later life?
I think that it'll help because it'll help with our exams, and if we get stressed through our exams, it'll help us beforehand, and whilst we're doing it, and it'll help with college and future careers.
So what have you been doing today?
We had an assembly about mock exams. We learned about exam food and strength.
Thanks.